everybody. Turn live chat on. Give everybody 1 second to jump in here and join us. Hi, Chow. How are you today? Let me mute everything so I don't have the phone a dinging and a ringing. Hold on 1 second. I need to do one more thing here. Okay, I don't know why my links aren't showing up. Guess I'll have to fix that later. Hi, Stacy. Oh, I do need to turn all my comments on. It's not on the right way here. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Stephanie. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Okay, here we go. And we're going to put the links on for you guys because I know everybody's going to ask. So, here we go. How is everybody doing? Anybody feel like they're having a better day now that it's not, well, I don't know where you guys are, but us East Coast people got slammed with rain like all week. So we are having a nice, beautiful, sunny day today. I should go fishing. I might go fishing. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I think we're set up here. I believe we are set up here. All right. Let me know if the codes come up. I put a discount code down there for you guys and the links. Okay, so lazy day, Ryan says. Okay, well, that's not bad. Hi, Sally. Yeah, that's what I was doing, was trying to get my chat and trying to get my links all linked for you guys. So, for those of you that have been following me for a while, first of all, thank you so much. We are so close to 16,000 subscribers. I am floored. Cannot believe that in the last year, we've got almost 16,000 subscribers. We have almost 500 on Instagram following. We have over 800, I think, following me on Nancy Stamps on Facebook. And we created a brand new Facebook group and added 2 more YouTubers, if not more, into the mix. So we have Tracy and I as partners on the Foiling Snobs Club Facebook group. And now we just added a brand new YouTuber, which is Ryan Swift. If you haven't checked him out, please go to Glitter Grunge Greetings and check him out. Oh, Ryan, I have to make you an admin, don't I? There you go. Congratulations. You have been modified. You are now a moderator. For those of you that don't know, behind the scenes, there's a lot that goes on. So, you know, obviously I work a full-time job. I am a single mom. And I do the Facebook and the YouTube and the social media stuff as fun. This is a hobby for me. But, you know, Tracy's the same thing. Ryan's the same thing. Ryan owns his own business. So we're trying to add some more crafty people to our fun little family group. And if you're interested, please join our group. It's Foiling Snobs Club on Facebook, and check out who we have in there. And these are just your average, everyday people, you know, your neighbors next door. We don't do this as a professional gig. This is for fun. So we're always going to give you our honest opinions on products. We work hard for what we buy, just like you guys do. So it's not about, you know, bragging about, look at what I have. It's about, is this worth your money? And I just did a video last week, which I cannot believe, you guys, 8,000 views on the crafty things I wish I didn't buy. If you didn't check that video out, I will link that at the end here for you. But you know, a lot of people want to know, well, where should I be spending my money? So I'm going to say it right here, right now. It's back to school. I just went to Target with Leah, and they have all the stuff out. And our school is going to be kind of hybrid, I think, where the kids may be going to school, but they may be staying home. So we still got to buy glue sticks, tissues, sanitizer, Post-it notes, you know, and a lot of those things we can buy right online and save a ton of money. So this is one of those companies I want you guys to really look into. If you have not heard of Arteza or not looked into Arteza, you got to be hiding under a rock somewhere, because Arteza probably came out on the market, I'm going to say about 2 years ago. They contacted me a year ago. Yeah, Melissa Masks. And they offered to partner with me, and they said, you know, we'll send you some products if you can give us your honest review and promote the products. So of course I was like, all right, let me try it out. And you guys can't see, but my desk is entirely covered. The desk behind me is entirely covered, where I have kept this partnership with them because their products are pretty darn good. Now there are a couple misses in here, and I'm going to tell you guys what those are. Of course I will. But for the most part, for the money and the time that I save from ordering from this company, and the shipping is super fast, shipping is free. There's an extra discount code down in the links for you below. It's really worth looking into, especially when it comes to our kids. And if they're going to be staying at home and they're going to be doing crafting things at home, you may not want them touching your crafting supplies, right? So this is a good price point for either a beginner crafter, and even if you consider yourself an intermediate crafter. I heard Ryan say that yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I don't consider myself a professional, but I would consider myself an intermediate crafter. And let's face it, there's some wonderful, wonderful art supplies out there, but they're really expensive. But I digress. I'm turning into Ryan here, so I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to start showing. If you guys didn't check out Ryan's first video, it went live this morning. You really want to, because this kid's got a lot of talent. He's very, very talented, and his explanations were really nice. All right, so I'm just going to randomly I don't have any order here. I'm just going to go through the items and show you what they are. And then, you know, maybe it'll help you with some things you're looking for. All right, so I'm going to talk about their notebooks real quick. So they have sent me a couple of notebooks. And that's not really a notebook. These are the ones that I use most often. What I like is when they send you the notebooks, you don't get one notebook if you order the notebooks. You usually get them in a 2 or a 3 pack. So, so this one I think comes in a 2 or a 3 pack, and it's a 68 page, really nice size, 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 book. And this is cold pressed watercolor paper, dual sided, 110 pounds. So this, if you have a child that just likes to be doodling, maybe you're a scrapbooker, or like Ryan was writing down all of his ideas yesterday on what he wants to do for YouTube videos, questions people had. This is a nice heavy duty book that you can use for that. And it has a little rubber band closure. And I believe it comes in a couple different colors. This one's beige, but there's gray. But these are really nice kind of journaling books. I know a lot of people like to do mixed media books. These are pretty handy. And then here is the larger one. This one I use pretty much daily. This one's 64 pages, but it's bigger. It's 8 by 11. Again, that same 110 pound cold press dual sided watercolor paper. So I just wanted to show you, this is my swatch book. This is the one I use all the time, every day. Here you can see everything swatched out, so I can see all of the colors. And it's not just my Arteza stuff. Spectrum Noir Sparkle Pens, Spectrum Noir Markers. Yesterday I swatched out, right here we go, my Distress Oxide Sprays. So this is a great book. Here is me just playing around with some brushes. So really neat book to swatch out, but also if you have somebody that is into doing some doodling, doing some designs, maybe you want to just go on vacation and you want to do some little watercoloring or something like that. These are very handy books, and I would definitely say look into these. Okay, so that's one of the items. They also have some really nice watercolor pads. I have not tried any of the other watercolor pads other than what's in the book, but this one is my go-to for when I am making cards. This is a really nice 140-pound cardstock, so it takes a lot of water. It blends very nicely when I'm doing watercoloring markers. It's a nice heavy duty. I just love this paper. And again, check out the links down below. For the price point, you guys, you're going into Michael's or Joann's, you're spending a lot of money for one. You usually get two with this, or you're going to be able to get some kind of combo and a discount. Free shipping. It comes quickly, but this is really nice watercolor paper. Now here they have black paper. I am going to put this on my not so favorite list. Okay, so this is a sketch pad. What I didn't like is that they kind of marketed as a watercolor kind of pad, but it is a sketch pad. So as long as you keep that in mind, it says it's 90 pound. To me, it feels a little thinner than 90 pound. So it is a nice black sketch pad if you're going to be using a non-wet medium. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be doing the color pencils or maybe the micas or chalk or anything like that, it would work out great. Maybe even just the regular pens, but any kind, yeah, or matte paper, any kind of wet medium. Here I was playing with the gouache paints, and you can see it was fine. It didn't buckle, but I didn't put a lot of water. So as long as you don't put a lot of water on this pad, it's okay for that. I kind of really wanted it as a watercolor pad, but that's not what it's designed for. So just keep that in mind if you're going to get this black pad. It does have a spiral bound top, so you can put this behind and be able to hold on to it. And the tops are perforated, so if you wanted to rip this off, it is a perforated top there. But you can see how nicely their paints do show up on this black paper. Hello, Empty Nest Scrapper. Okay. Let's talk about paints. We're already there. Well, I got a lot of paints to show you guys. All right, so paints. There's a lot of paint. There is watercolor paint. There is gouache paint. There is acrylic paint. So let me talk about that real quick. They recently sent me these 2-pack of these disposable palette pads. These are great, guys. It's kind of like wax paper, but it's in the shape of a palette, so you can actually hold on to this, put your paint on here, and hold and paint. I've been ripping these pages off. They do not leak through because it's coated, and I've been putting these right on my desk, and I've been putting my sprays and my micas and my paints and my inks and everything on here, and then all I have to do is throw this away. The other day we were playing with texture paste, and I had these on the desk, and when I was done, I put the texture paste panel on one to dry, and then on the other one I threw my stencils, because I don't have a sink down here, so I threw them on the stencils, and then was able to, it didn't stick because of this paper. I was able to take the stencils up and wash them in the sink without having to worry about them sticking to a paper towel. So this is really cool. This is brand new to me. I do need to play a little bit more with this, but what a great idea. Smooth coated, bleed proof, easy tear for a variety of media, and you get 40 sheets of these, and you do get these in a 2-pack, I believe. This is one of my top 10, okay? These sold out very quickly, but these metallic watercolors are gorgeous. So there is a little ring on the bottom. Hi, Lee, darling. High luxury card store, and it comes in this nice palette, and of course you can do your mixing up here. You get these little pans. I do have an unboxing video somewhere back there. I do have an Arteza playlist you guys can check out, but these colors are so beautiful when they swatch out. Now these colors look great on black paper, okay? They look okay on white paper, but they really stand out on the black paper. There's a lot of shimmer and shine in there. You just add a little bit of water. This is definitely one of my top fave finds out of the Arteza pack. And I compared these to the Fine Tech and the Pearlescence, and they hold up side by side just as good as those watercolors do for a fraction of the price. So here you can see, look at all of that shine. And here's the white. So you can see they do show up on the white, but they just really pop when you do them on black. So for those of you that are stamping and coloring in stamped images, maybe you don't have the shimmer markers, this is a great option for doing watercoloring and adding that glimmer in there. You know what I really like using these? When I'm painting my Blue Night rubber stamps, because there's a lot of pretty scenes with Blue Night rubber stamps. And if you're doing the water, or you're doing little animals or something, it's nice to add a little bit of shimmer to those stamped images. So this is definitely one of my top 5 favorite items out of Arteza. Okay, if you are more into art, these are their watercolors. You can get these in smaller. They sent me the bigger, the 60. But they do come shipped in these nice boxes. They are swatched out. They have the names, the water fastness, the color fastness, which will tell you if it will fade or not, light fastness, and then their color code. And you get a lot of paint in here, guys. These tubes are really nice sizes, but if you are into really doing art, or again, if you have children that are going to be doing art when they go into school, but you don't want to spend onto the big fancy stuff, or you're just dabbling like me. I am not a professional artist, but I love to do this stuff when I'm doing my card making. This is a nice set of watercolors tubes to look into. This is the 60 watercolors. Now, on that note, they also have gouache colors. Now, if you're thinking, what is the difference between watercolors and gouache? I do have a small video explaining that, but basically gouache is a hybrid. So if you just want to spend money on one paint set, I would recommend gouache. So just like I always recommend Distress Oxides when you're just trying out, gouache can be a watercolor where you can water it down and it's very translucent, transparent. Or if you leave it thick and pasty as the paint comes out the tube, then it serves as an acrylic. So it's a combo hybrid baby between watercolors and acrylics. You don't have to buy both. If you want a really opaque look, you don't water it down, or you use acrylic paints. If you want to be able to water it down, then you can do that on watercolors. So gouache is a nice kind of, like I said, a hybrid that you can use in between. And again, 60 colors, nice size tubes in there as well. And this set actually comes with some metallics, I believe. Yes, it comes with some pearls. So pearl white, silver, ice blue. There were some pearls. I think there was 6 or 7 pearl colors in here. So you get a nice variety of paints in here. Now, if you really want metallics, they do have a metallic only acrylic set. Acrylic is going to be more opaque in paint. So again, if you are painting on heavier cardstock, or you are painting on canvases, and yes, they do have canvases. These are much larger tubes. You know, the big thing right now a lot of people are doing is palette painting, where you're not actually painting with a brush. You're taking a palette knife and you're very thickly putting the paint on. That's where this comes in handy. If you want to make almost like a 3D kind of painting, a 3D sunflower or something, you're going to take this paint and really glob it on pretty thick. These metallic numbers, yes, Bob Ross style is right, Ryan. These metallic acrylic paints are really nice. They're thick, they're opaque, and just a nice selection. Have 36 metallics, and of course you can mix and match any of these. There's no rule in art, and I hate when people say, well, when you have this you can only use it. No. If you have other paints in your collection, you can mix and match all of these with whatever you have. So don't feel obligated to say, oh, I got to buy this with the, no, you might already have a good set of paints. Oh, Cordelia said she donated hers. But these are nice. I like how big these tubes are. It's because if you're going to be doing it, like Ryan said, Bob Ross style, very thick palette, these are really nice. I did do a painting with these. Where is that painting? I did a mountain scene And it was pretty cool because it was on the black cardstock. There it is. So this was all in the metallics, and you can see where I went in with the palette knife and just kind of scraped that paint in there. But that was done 100% with the metallic acrylic paints. And they dry very nicely, very opaque, very easy to do. Okay, speaking of paints, some of you may or may not have known I did dabble in acrylic paint pouring. There's some videos on that. Leah and I like to do the acrylic paint pouring. I cut out vinyl stickers with my silhouette machine, and I make a kind of a mask. And so I have one upstairs. It's a mermaid or a turtle, and I do the acrylic pouring on the bottom to make it look like water, just like you guys see me do with little Sebastian stamp. And then I put the acrylic mask over top of it and do that in a different color. And so when it's revealed, you actually have 2 layers of acrylic paint pouring, but it's really cool. In fact, Leah, can you run up to the bathroom and pull those 2 off the wall? They're just stuck up there with Velcro, the paints. So I'll have her bring those down. But acrylic paint pouring is very popular right now. What they've done here is they've kind of made it easy by giving you 32 colors. What I don't like here is they do give you some neons. Again, I know neon's all the rage right now, but the neon really does not show up too well in paint pouring. So keep that in mind. But the neon yellow, orange, and green, when you're doing paint pouring, they are just so light that they get covered up by the other paints. But there are some metallics in here. I think they do give you 2 whites. And all you do is you just shake this up. You don't need to add any extra pouring medium. This paint is already fluid, and that's what they mean by pouring, is this paint is super runny, super fluid, so that when you get it on your canvas, all you need to do is tilt your canvas. Now, if you do want cells, which a lot of people like, and they're just little bubbles that kind of flow and move on there, you can add a little bit of silicone or a little bit of alcohol. We can't find isopropyl alcohol, so forget that. But you can add a little bit of silicone, and it will create cells for you. But paint pouring is a lot of fun. Great to do if you have kids around. Great to do if you want to have a couple people come over in the backyard. Hi, Crystal. You never get the same project twice. If you don't like it, you can pour over it. But it's all the rage. It's a lot of fun. It's very freeing, very organic. So try it. This is a good starter set if you want to do that. And all you have to do, like I said, is you don't have to do anything. It's just put it on some canvas or put it on paper. But if you want to have cells, then you might want to add a little bit of silicone, in a couple drops of silicone in your paint cups when you're doing it. I use old yogurt cups if the kids are done eating the yogurt, and just mix in there and then pour it out. So in it, yeah, 3 whites and 1 extra black. So really cool set. And there are some metallics in here, and they do show up when you're doing that. If you're going to be doing painting, they do also offer canvases. I don't have the sticker on here, but these are 12 by 12 canvases, and they are already pre-coated with gesso, so you don't need to put any kind of extra coating on here. And these are wood frame canvases, but they also have flat canvas panels. And these flat canvas panels I have used to paint on. They all come individually wrapped, and then you can, if you want to have friends come over and do those, hold on one second, paint parties, this is a nice inexpensive way. This is how many are in here? A lot. 14 12 by 12 panels came in here. So if you just want to paint something, you like it, great. If you don't like it, paint over it. If you want your friends to come over, paint their stuff and go away, it's pretty easy. Are you making a live? I am doing a live. Okay, so Leah has some of our paint pouring samples here. So this is what kind of things you can get with paint pouring. So here I just took some beige paint and some blue paint, and this is what I call the swipe method. So all of these little cells are created by silicone, and I took a piece of plastic and I swiped the paint this way so that it gave this kind of lines. And to me, when it was done, it looked like the beach. So all I did was I added some fake sand and some shells, and these supplies I had from my scrapbooking stash. And I glued that on. I put some clear varnish on the top, and that hangs in our bathroom. Here's another one. This is probably one of my favorite ones. This is a turtle. So here I did the green paint pouring first, so you can see the green there. This turtle came in 2 layers. So I did the green first. Once the green is dry, I put this vinyl stencil over top. I probably did that and then did another green paint pouring. Once that's dry, then I went and left the stencil on, and I did a blue paint pouring. So then when I peeled off the stencil, the green was protected from the blue, but doesn't that look cool? And you think a professional artist did it. All I did was throw some paint on there. Paint mixed with a little silicone. Very easy to do. And then when they're done, I varnish the top. And then this is Leah's favorite. So on this one was actually a boo-boo. This one was originally in black. This is the first layer. And it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I wanted to have like this kind of galaxy look. But I didn't like it, so I did a vinyl cutout. And again, from my Silhouette machine, you use the cheapy vinyl. We all have it. I put the vinyl down, and then I did these pastel colors over top of it. So once I did the pastel colors over it, and you reveal your fairy, look at how cool that is. And there you can see the varnish is on top of there. So these are just some that I have in my house. I have quite a few, but they're really easy to do, and that's where paint pouring comes in. And if you guys want, I do have some videos on my channel you can see on that. This is a new one for me. This is the micas, and you guys have seen me play around with this. Micas can be added to pretty much anything that it can stick to. So you can add this to glue. You can add this to gel medium. You can add this to paint. This particular mica, if you do any kind of soap or makeup, it is cosmetic grade. So you can put this in soap. You can put this in bath bombs. You can put this in makeup. You can put this in lip gloss. If you want to do this for art, I would suggest purchasing gum arabic. You can get this on my Amazon site. I think it's $7. And you mix this with the mica, and it will make your mica permanent. So we were having that issue as card makers. If you want to make your own mica sprays, if you want to make your own mica brush markers, all you're going to do is mix some of these little mica colors in. And they come with a little spoon, and they come with a variety of colors, and you mix it with this gum arabic, and then you put it in your water brushes. So if you have some of these old water brushes that are empty, that's where this comes in handy. If you have the little Tim Holtz sprayers like this, you can add a little scoop of water, some gum arabic, some mica, and you're going to get your own mica mist. So this is nice because you don't have to worry about buying all of the sprays. You can make them as you need them, and you can mix them. So this is really cool. I saw that Chow put the Amazon link on there. A lot of these are on my Amazon link, but I would recommend using the Arteza link, and I'll tell you why. It is cheaper to use the Arteza link than the Amazon link. Plus, it gives you free shipping, and if you code extra15, you get a discount at Arteza. So use the Arteza website directly for Arteza, but anything else, use the Amazon site. I said this is on the Amazon site. And if I'm going too fast, I know I have a lot of stuff to go over here. Any questions you have, go ahead and ask me. I see you guys are answering questions for each other, so thank you so much for that. Okay, while we are on paints, still have a couple more paints, and then we're done with the paints. These are acrylic paints, and again, acrylic paints are more opaque. So watercolors are transparent. They're a little more loosey-goosey. Watercoloring is very watered down. That's why it's called watercolor. Acrylic paints are going to be the opposite. It's very opaque. It's very thick. These are the big tubes, and this is what I was using for my paint pouring before they came out with paint pouring paint. So because this paint is so thick, what I had to do was mix this with a pouring medium. But now that they've come out with pouring paint, I don't need to do that. But these are very nice tubes. Again, if you like thicker paints, or you want to do palette painting or more permanent painting, more opaque painting, that's where these paints come in. We just recently used these to paint a birdhouse for the kids. So really nice pile of paint there. This is 14 big acrylic tubes. I do have 20 outdoor acrylic colors. These have been in our back room because that's where we do paint pouring, or that's where we do paint pouring and rock painting. So Leah does rock painting. Leah, do you want to grab some of your rocks out of that back room? And we hide them around the neighborhood, and then we have a local Facebook page. But because these are outdoor, these don't need to be set. They don't need to be glazed. You don't need to put anything special on here. Great, again, if you have the kids coming over and you want to do projects like painting unfinished wood projects. If you have, like I said, a birdhouse that you wanted to paint, or you want to do the rock painting. These are really cool. We can buy unfinished wooden projects from Joann's and Michael's and things like that. They're $1. You bring them home and you let the kids paint what they want to paint. They're really, really nice to be able to do that. And again, lots of bright colors. Arteza always has bright, bright colors. Thank you, Barbara. Barbara, I loved your video. All right, and then closing down the paints, I believe, are the paint pens. These paint pens, these are, again, these are another one of my top 5. These acrylic markers, they sell out very, very quickly. These acrylic markers are paint in a marker. So when you want to do the rock painting, it's really nice because you have this pen, you're going to shake it up. They don't smell weird because they're acrylic. You just press down and prime those to get the paint to come through. If the tips get dried up, as they do because it is paint, they send you all of these different nibs so you can replace them. So they even send you a little tweezer tool. Here it is. So they thought of everything. They're like, okay, what happens if it dries out? So you take this little tweezer tool, you squeeze that on there, you pull out, and then you grab a clean one and you put that in there. And there are different nibs on here. So there's a chisel nib and there's a fine point nib, and they have a broad nib on there now. So I thought that was really cool for them to include that as well. But this is probably another one of my top 5 because I am constantly using these things. Leah had dance the other day, and I wrote on her her shoes and her bag and everything so that, you know, her stuff wouldn't walk away. I didn't use a Sharpie marker. I used a paint marker. So that's what's nice about these is they're really going to hold up pretty well, and they don't smell. That was a huge thing for me. And when these came out, they sold out very, very quickly. Great for fine detail projects. Again, here they are coloring on a cell phone. So this is a really, really good option. Again, price point for art projects. So in combination with your acrylic paints, maybe you use your acrylic paints to paint the base of something and you need to go in there and add details. These are really nice markers. This one, I'm not going to endorse so much. These were the oil-based permanent markers, and they are paint markers. I mean, the true sense of the word paint. You can hear the ball rolling around in there, but these smell. Ooh, I bet we could use these for the marbling technique. But these do smell. As you can see, they also leak. So we do use these, but we are a little extra careful with these because there is a high, these are oil-based, there's a high odor. They're very quick to dry. These are really like spray paint in a marker, okay? These did not come with any extra nibs. You just have to be careful when using them. Like I said, you can see this one's already exploded. We've had a couple explosions with these. So not on the top 5, not my favorites. Do they do the purpose? Yes, they do the purpose. They're permanent markers, but not for kids, not around kids at all. You have some rocks you want to show us? Go ahead, put those up there. So these are some of the things that we do with some of those markers, besides paint pouring. Very nice, isn't it?
You did those.
I think I did these.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know where the other ones are.
Well, you can take these upstairs and you can go hide them then. Okay, moving on to markers. Should we talk about markers? Okay, markers. They have a couple of different styles of markers. Where's the new set that I just got? Oh, right here in front of me. All right, so for us card makers, we are always looking for markers, and there are basically two types of markers, dye-based markers or alcohol markers. Lee says, hi, Leah, you look so grown up in your dance picture.
Hello.
So the first set I think I ever got were these real brush pens, and I will say the real brush pens are okay. They are okay. If you are looking for something to compete with the Zig Marker price point, they're okay. Do they work as good as Zig Markers? They do not. And I very clearly explained that in my video when I use them. They work great, but you want a Bristol smooth paper. But they work as a regular marker. To me, they're a little dry, just like Zig Markers are. But once you have them on the right paper, they are water reactive. So a good method to use these is what I did yesterday. Scribble on your non-stick mat, then grab a water brush and use them. The Zigs are a little bit better quality. If you're going to spend the money on Zigs, then I'm going to say you might as well spend the money on the Korean markers, honestly, because the Korean markers blow those markers out of the water. But again, if you don't do a lot with coloring and watercoloring with markers, you're looking for a better price point. They have these in 48, 90, and 96, I believe. You get a nice variety of colors. They come in nice packaging, work really well on Bristol paper. I do not recommend using these on watercolor paper. They're very hard to blend on watercolor paper. So for these markers, the secret to success is using them on Bristol paper, okay? Now, the little sister to these are the Twee markers, and for whatever reason, I do like the Twee markers better. I think they're juicier, and I think because they have a more solid nib, it's not a brush nib, and the Twee markers are dual-sided marker, it's twin marker, so you have a more solid nib here, which is great for fine line detail coloring, things like that. These are also water reactive, so if you wanted to use these, and then there's a fine point on the end. So if you are into doodling, Zentangle coloring books, these are nice markers. I reach for the Twee markers more than I reach for the real brush pens. So these are a nice combo marker. You got a 2-for-1 there. And then the ones I just got, the brand new ones. So if you got kids, these are the ones I would recommend for the kids going back to school. Would not get these, but these. These, they just sent me. I have not even had a chance to play with these, but for those of you that are planners, again, those of you that are looking for a very fine point marker that do, again, Zentangle drawing, these are a nice set. They come in this really nice tin, and I do believe they sell a smaller set. And these are a very fine point. So if you're somebody that is into very fine point pens, there it is. You can see how much different that is. So those of you that doodle, I just keep thinking about planners. Those of you that doodle into your planners or do fine line, I like that there's a little rubber band on these trays so you can pull the tray out easily. And you can see you get 3 trays of beautiful colors there. Lots of variety in colors. Sketching, doodling, and then they had one of these little foam things in between each tray. So I did just pick these up. I have to play with them, but super fine line detail work for these. So those are the water-based markers. These will all activate with water. So if you're going to be using water brush pens, let's talk about that next. They offer 2 types of water brush pens. This is the one that I use all the time. It's the red handled or the red lid one. You know what it looks like if you guys have not seen the Altenew brush markers, the Jane Davenport brush markers. So it's all the same kind of marker. So this marker works really well for a brush marker. It does not leak. It holds a lot of water. The nib is kind of a medium nib point. It's not too thin, not too thick. It's the one I use the most often. And even though it stains, it works great. Probably my biggest disappointment item that I would not recommend are these water brushes for them. Although these look like the name brand Aquel, I think it's Aquel water brushes. These leak. I have 4 of them and they all leak. And I put plumber's tape around them. The plumber's tape helps a little bit, but unfortunately they do leak. These are not the same as the name brand that look the same as these. So this is the one item I do not recommend from Arteza. And I think there's only 2 things that I don't recommend. So this is the one item I do not recommend purchasing from Arteza. These leak. I do not recommend using these. They do have a very big nib on them, but because they leak, it's just a pain in the butt using them. Then we have their alcohol markers. Now, their alcohol markers are brand new for last year. They are called Everblend markers. You can get a big set. I only have the 60 set here. They have 120 set now. They come in this storage case. I kind of like the storage case for the storage. I don't like the storage case with all the straps. It's a little annoying, but it is Velcro, and you can unlock both sides. And you get a variety of colors in here. Now, I have mixed up mine because I have some other sets to go with them, but these are very similar to all the other generic alcohol markers that are out there. You do not get a brush nib. You get a chisel nib, and you get a fine point nib. But they're very nice alcohol markers. Again, for those of us that are on a budget, that are not professional artists, it's a nice alternative to Spectrum Noir or to Copics. Okay, now again, if you can spend all the money in the world, I'm going to always say go for the Copics. They're the best alcohol markers out there, but these are not bad. They blend pretty nicely. Again, the storage case is kind of neat to be able just to open that up and then put them away when you're done. I don't like these clips on here. I think these clips are unnecessary because there's a big hunkin' thing of Velcro there. So these clips are just dumb in my opinion. They get a nice handle, and there is a I thought there was another strap. I do have another strap that you can make it like a shoulder strap. They also have two more accessory kits, and that is the skin tones and the grays. Okay, the gray tones, you get 36 gray tones, and it has warm grays, neutral grays, cool grays, and this really kind of accentuates your color palette. If you have a lot of brights, you throw a gray on top of that, and you're going to be able to tone that down. If you want warm grays, they're going to be more brown toned if you're doing things like animals. You want cool grays when you're doing things like snow or sky, and then you have neutral grays as well. So very nice selection of gray markers there. And for those of you that do a lot of portraits, I don't do a lot of portraits. This, yes, you can blend them with Copics because they're all alcohol markers, and I mix and match my Spectrum Noir, my Copics, and my Artezas all the time. This is portrait tones, so you get 36 portrait tones, and basically they're skin tones, so a lot of different peaches, browns, olive tones in the skin. Oh, that's nice to know, Caroline. I did not know that. So you can switch out your, this is nice for eye color, hair, skin tone, a lot of different colors here. Some of these are missing because I've already put them in my bag. So 3 different sets. So if you already have a big set of Copics or Spectrum Noir and you just need to add some filler markers, this is a nice way of adding some of those filler markers. You can add just the grays or just add the skin tones. So now the downside is because they are so inexpensive at this time, again, they do not have a brush nib. If you like the brush nibs, there's no brush nibs available. Also, they do not have refills. So if you are looking for a marker that you can refill, you can, you would have to purchase the Copics or the Spectrum Noirs. Again, if you have that kind of money, I'm always going to recommend the Copics. I'm giving you a price alternative here for something that works almost as good. Blends easily, blends with other alcohol markers, very inexpensive. You can replace the nibs, but there is no refill. So keep that in mind when you are using these alcohol-based markers. Okay. I did not realize I had this stuff, all this stuff, until I started pulling it out. I'm like, oh my God, I have 3 rooms full of Arteza stuff. Pens. They've sent me these pens not too long ago. I'm missing a pack. And these, again, kids are going back to school. You have some fun pens and you have some work pens. They have tape, Post-it notes, markers, black pens. Check out the website, you guys, because there's a lot of stuff on there. Dry erase markers, dry erase boards, chalk markers, chalkboards, a lot of stuff on there. Yeah, their pens, I think, are very smooth. So they have, these are the glitter gel pens, which have some glitter in them. And I've done a video where I've kind of swatched these out and played with them. Great for our card, when we're doing cards, and I like to sign my cards with these metallic gel pens. So these are going to be more pearlescent, a little more solid, an even tone of color, where this is going to be sparkly shimmer. So you have two different types of gel pens there. These are the regular, like, writing gel pens, and I like these, again, when I'm addressing envelopes, when I'm filling out cards. Nice smooth ink gel pens in a variety of different colors, and they're 0.7 tips, which is kind of like a medium point tip. It's not super fine and not super bold. So great variety of colors, so it's not so boring just using black or blue all the time. And again, if you're a doodler, these are nice. Chow says they have a special right now, $79 or more, and you get 20% off. All right, let's talk about our die cutting machines. So as you guys know, wonderful Melanie sent me the Scan and Cut, and I am in love with it. But before that, I'm trying to make sure everything doesn't fall on the floor here. Okay. So before that, I was using my Silhouette machine. So I have a Silhouette 2. It's a little bit older machine, but I could cut out vinyl decals. I would make stickers for cars at work. I would make signs. I would make holiday ornaments, Christmas plates for kids. So these are all of the things that I have used in my die cutting machines. And now, if you guys are getting the birthday logos from me, they are cut out of this holographic vinyl. And I don't buy name brand vinyl, you guys. I honestly don't, because the Arteza vinyl is cheap. It gets here fast and it's just as good. So this is, there's two kind of vinyls. Let me show you guys both of these. So there is what's called heat transfer vinyl. And heat transfer vinyl, think of it as an iron, okay? You want to decorate, these are my little notes, don't worry about that. You want to decorate shirts, you want to decorate bags, you want to decorate, like Lee made the aprons. These you cut out with your electronic die cutting machine, and you take an iron or a press, a heat press to these. So they have multicolors. These come in large 12 by 12 sheets, and you can see all of the different colors on there. They're permanent once they are ironed on. If you saw my son's Mandalorian shirt, he still wears it every day. There's a video on that. I use this metallic, look at this pretty metallic iron-ons. Heat transfer vinyl. So you cut it with your die cutting machine. That one's glow in the dark. And then you iron on to whatever you want to iron it on. So I did Xavier's in like this chrome here. So I've done stuff for Leah, unicorn, things like that. So it's not sticky. It doesn't stick until you iron it on. And then we also have glitter, and I've used the glitter on so many of Leah's projects. Look at all of this. Glitter heat transfer vinyl. So heat transfer vinyl, again, it has an adhesive on it, but the adhesive is not activated until you iron it on. So fun if you have to customize your kids' shirts for school, like Leah, I have to do for dance all the time. I'm not going to go out and order a specialty shirt that she's going to wear 1 or 2 times. I can make what I need to make, put her name on the back, and not feel guilty about it. And then all the other moms are like, where'd you order that? And I'm like, I made that. You need to check out Nancy Stamps. And then they have regular vinyl, and I am missing a pack of vinyl, but they do have regular adhesive vinyl. Oh, let me grab that. So the regular vinyl is what I have been making the Nancy Stamps decals out of. You can see this is the holographic one, but they do have regular colors. And this is holographic multicolor self-adhesive vinyl. So self-adhesive vinyl you can use to die cut anything. So you can die cut decals that you want to put on your car. You want to stick it on the wall. You want to put it on the mirror. Whatever you want to do. It's just fun colors that it's basically a vinyl sticker is what it is. So you can die cut with any die cutting machine you have. Again, Scan and Cut, Cricut, Silhouette, and even, yes, your manual die cutting dies as well. You can cut these with that. So this is what I've been using to make the Nancy Stamps decals for you guys for my birthday babies. And they sell plain colors as too. I just don't have those out. Transfer tape, one of my top 5, again, for these kinds of projects. When you are doing transfer tape, what this does is when you cut out your vinyl image, give me a sample here. So when I cut out my vinyl image and I weed everything, I put the transfer tape on top, and then what the transfer tape is going to do is allows it to release so that you guys can have a vinyl sticker to transfer it on. So that's what the transfer tape is. This transfer tape doesn't overstick, and I was having that problem with the Cricut transfer tape. I hate the Cricut transfer tape. You get a lot of this, and they sell 2 sizes again. This is 12 inches wide by 25 feet. You have the grid lines on the front, you have the grid lines on the back. It just makes it a lot easier after you're done cutting your design out of that vinyl to move it to wherever you want it to after you're done weeding it. And weeding it is, of course, pulling all those little letters out. So definitely recommend the Arteza transfer tape, one of my top 5 purchases. Definitely love that. Actually, I have 2 of these, I think. All right, another top 5 is this foam mounting tape. Okay, I have bought so much tape, you guys. This is $20. I think it's like 19 bucks or something. So, yeah, Jan, I don't use clear contact paper anymore because I found like clear contact paper was not sticky enough. Yes, I love this foam tape. It's light. It doesn't smell. It's really easy to, it's strong, so you can't rip it. You do need to use scissors, but it's really light. It gives a lot of foam. It's not heavy. It's easy to pull the red liner tape off. See that, even with nails. But I love this foam tape, so I don't even use the Scotch tape or anything else anymore. This is my go-to, and it's like $20 for this huge box of this foam tape. So definitely, it is linked down below. Check that out. Not just for card making, by the way. I fixed something for the kids, and I use this foam tape to stick it up there. And I think we're down to the end of my stuff here. I'm sure that I am still missing some items, but the last 2 things are actually going to be the colored pencils. So they have regular colored pencils, they have watercolor pencils, they also have smaller sets. They come to you in these big tins with these trays. I have said before, I don't like these trays. You can see I put tape on this one. The trays are really kind of flimsy, so I do not use these. As you can see, my pencils are not in here. They also sell smaller sets, so you don't have to get 120. They also sell, I don't have it, the round set of watercolor pencils. These watercolor pencils are my #1 favorite Arteza thing. These top the list. These are my #1 favorite thing when it comes to Arteza's watercolor pencils. They just blend easy. They come in a nice variety of colors. They're a nice weight. They're not too hard to blend. I love the watercolor pencils. If you're going to get nothing else that I recommend, you got to try out their watercolor pencils. Even if you get the smaller set, you don't get the 120, I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love. They work great on watercolor paper. They work great on Bristol paper. You can use them dry. You don't have to get them wet. But when you use them as a watercolor medium, they are very, very nice. They're very pretty and just blend smoothly. Now, their regular pencils are really good pencils. These aren't great. I'm not going to say they're great. I have Prismacolor pencils, and my Prismacolor pencils are great. They're not as soft as Prismacolor pencils, but blend very nicely with Gamsol. Again, for the price point, how many pencils you get. If you can't afford, Prismacolor pencils are not cheap, you guys. These are the pencils that I have. And to show you the 2 cases they come in, they sell 2 pencil cases. I have both of them, and I love these cases. Okay, the pencil cases are cheap too. So what's nice about the cases is they have a little Velcro pocket here. So if you want to cut some extra paper and put some paper in there and take it with you, there's a nice handle here that you can take with you. And then zipper pocket. It is kind of padded, and it's heavy duty stuff. It's not crappy cases. And you can see here, I have all of my pencils in here, and they're very easy to slide in and out, and plenty of room to add any other pencils that you have. Now, I do want to show you the watercolor pencils. I don't know why I have these in the black and white bag and not the other bag. Yes, that's right, Pam. They're all reasonable, and they're good quality. You're not buying crap. I do want to show you the difference between the pencils and how you can tell the differences. So the watercolor pencils do have a brush on them. And again, there is a marking here that tells you the name, the color code, and their light fastness. So light fastness is how much will this fade if you leave it out, okay? And then the regular color pencil is rounded. And again, it does have the name, the color code, and the light fastness, but it does not have that brush on there. So the ones with the brush are the watercolor ones. You just need a watercolor brush to blend these. The round ones, I would recommend using some Gamsol and some blending stumps to blend the round ones if you want to do that kind of color pencils. So many different techniques we can do with color pencils. You can use these with pan pastels. You can use them with Gamsol. You can use them straight out of the gate the way they are. So, but a big variety for what you're getting. And that's what I like. I think the value for what you're getting is 100% worth it, especially if you are a card maker, hobby artists like we are. We are not professional artists. Now, you're going to go watch a video. Professional artists are going to say, this is rubbish, don't buy it. They're professional artists. Of course they're going to say that. But for the average, everyday person that these kids are going back to school, you want to find something that they can use that's good quality, that's a good price point, but they don't want, you know, the kids are like, I don't want the baby brand. I don't want that. These are a nice way of getting those brands, a good brand at a good price point, free shipping. For me too, Tina, they're perfect. So there's only the two things I would not recommend, which is the watercolor brush, and don't use don't use the black paper for watercolor paper. That's the only thing. But everything that I have gotten from them, and most of these were given to me. I'm not going to say they weren't. I have purchased some of these items on my own. So not everything here was given to me. There were quite a few things that I purchased on my own after I got stuck. Yes, no rose art, Ryan, correct. But my top 5 would be the watercolor pencils, the metallic watercolor set, the watercolor paper, the vinyl, self-adhesive vinyl. 1, 2, 3, and the watercolor. I like that a lot. Hold on, let me find that. So these are the things that I reach for on a daily basis. Oh, I'm going to have to throw the tape in there. I do love the tape. So maybe I have top 10, not top 5, but they do offer a lot of good products, very reasonably priced. And even if you're shipping it out as a gift, maybe you have grandkids that are going off to school or going off to college, you can ship it anyway. It's free shipping. So the brush pens are probably, yeah, not the best. So the watercolor pencils, the tape, the watercolor metallic, their actual watercolor themselves, the PVC sheets, and the red watercolor brush. I do use that one all the time. Which, of course, now I can't find it. Did I put it back in the bag with the markers? I think I put it back in the bag with the markers. Now I can't find it. But I've linked most everything down below, but you can go right on the very first link and use the code extra15 and you get 15% off. Chow said they are having a sale right now. I'm going to assume it's probably a back to school kind of sale. But there's a lot on there that I don't have. If you are into clay, they have clay. If you are into woodworking, they now have woodworking. What do you call that? When you burnish the wood. They have that on there now. So there are quite a few items that I don't even have. Here's the watercolor brush that they have on their website that you can check out. If you are a teacher, I'm sorry if you do have to go back into school, but there are a lot of things on there for teachers. If you're going to be staying home with your kids and you're going to be the homeschool teacher, check it out. Cool stuff on there. Whiteboards, dry erase boards, chalkboards, what do they call that clay? Polymer clay. I know a lot of you guys are into polymer clay. A lot of stuff on there. Definitely check it out. Check it out for sure. Please use my link. That does help me out. You know, I haven't done a video for them in quite a while, but they've sent me a lot of good stuff, and I really do need to try out those other ones. So when it comes to the watercolor markers, these are the Zig markers, okay? They are much more expensive. The Zig markers to me are very dry. In order to use the Zig markers, I really need to make sure I have water available, or I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock. If you're going to spend the money on high-end markers, I only have a dozen of those, then I'm going to say go with these Korean markers. I forget who said, Pam, are you the one that sent me these? I love these markers, you guys. They're uber expensive. I am going to say that. They are super expensive, but they work great when it comes to watercoloring. So brush markers are okay. Not my top 5, unfortunately, but the watercolor pencils are in my top 5. The vinyl, the watercolor pad, the metallic watercolors, these are gorgeous. The foam tape, these are my favorite things out of Arteza. They're all very good products. It just depends on, oh, Caroline sent them to me. Thank you, Caroline. They're all very good products. It's just a matter of, you know, how you're going to use them. So yeah, do not go on Amazon Arteza because you're gonna pay more. So use the Arteza link, use the code extra15. You're going to get the 15% off. You're going to get free shipping. Please use my link down below. The Korean markers have a brush nib. Pam and Carol. I know I got 2 sets, so thank you guys. I love these things. Yes, I need to play with them more. I don't feel like I do them justice for how good they are. I really feel like, how can I explain it? It's like your dessert, you know, like you want to savor and indulge, and they're so nice and they're so professional. And I'm really afraid to use them on camera because I just wasn't sure. So, but I love when I use them, how they come out. I just don't want to embarrass myself with them because they're so good. Yes, I need to learn. Yes, that's the word, Ryan. Luxurious. Yes. Yes, when somebody can do brush lettering with them. Yes. Yeah, there is a sale with the coupon on Arteza. So they have, if you spend so much, you get an extra discount. And you can also use code extra15 to get an additional 15. Yeah, the Korean markers are pro markers. Yes, 100% pro markers. Ryan is a Copic color. He likes his Copic markers. Do you guys have any other questions about anything that I went over that is Arteza related? I don't know if it's Arteza. They have a lot. They have chunky glitters on there. I did not order any of the glitters because I don't use glitters. They got a lot of stuff. You guys just got to go check it out. They have this really cool drawing set that's different color, like pencils and charcoal pencils as well. But this is all the stuff I use as a card maker, and again, a hobbyist with my kids. So I just wanted to share with you guys how my honest opinion is. You get what you pay for, but you're getting really good value for what you're getting. And there are only a couple things out of everything that I've shown you that I would probably not recommend. The biggest one I'm going to say no to are these markers here. Do not buy these brush markers, brush pens, do not buy this one, buy this one. Good, bad. Good, bad. Okay, that's the biggest takeaway. And the black paper, I'm not a big fan of the black paper. Yes, Dion. Oh, we were just talking about that. All right. Nobody said, I'm going to censor this so that I don't get in trouble. But there is a coloring book on, I'm laughing just looking at it. There is a coloring book on Amazon. I will just tell you what it's called, and you guys can look it up. Maybe I'll put it in my Amazon shop. I should have did it the other night. It's a very stress relieving adult coloring. It's called, well, here, I can show you this because it doesn't show anything bad. Here we go. So you guys just go over there and look at it. Thank you, Sally. I appreciate the support. So you guys go check it out. But it's a really fun, super fun book. I may have shown it in previous videos a long time ago. I'll just show you. Here we go. I can kind of censor myself here. Okay, so I'm covering the word at the top. It starts with this. But you can see I colored some of that. Release your anger. I will link this in my Amazon shop for you guys, for sure. But that's where these markers and things come in handy. Yes. Okay, guys, I just want to remind you that the card swap has, card swap sign up has been closed. Everyone has been emailed their list. If you did not get your list, please check your spam folder before you email me. You are going to email me here at nancystamps15@gmail.com, and then I will find out what happened to your email. Those cards need to be mailed out by August 20th. Thank you, Crystal. It is a friendship theme this month. You do not have to use foiling. You do not have to send an envelope. Just anything friendship theme. You don't even have to use stamps. If you draw out a little happy face and mail it, depending on how cute it is. But it's a fun time. So that has been closed. Sign-ups closed. Everybody's been emailed their list. Please check your email and spam before emailing me that you did not get your list. If there is anybody you did not get your July swap from, please also email me their name so I know who to follow up with and find out where their July cards are. What else? Don't forget to follow Ryan and Tracy on their YouTube pages. It's Tracy Schultz and Glitter Grunge Greetings. I'm sure that you guys are following most of them. We have new stamps coming out from Blue Knight Rubber Stamps and new stamps coming out to Mary Johnson. We have a coupon code for 15% off. It's 15. Extra 15 gives you 15% off if you go to the Arteza website. And the prices are usually $1 to $2 cheaper, and you get free shipping without having to have Amazon Prime. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, Foiling Snobs Club on Facebook, where we express our creativity, support each other in all things creative. Doesn't have to be foiling. We have a very fun, loving group. We are at, I think, 900 members now, reaching 1,000. And we're going to be working on a special project, Tracy, Ryan, and I. And we're going to have a giveaway included in that special project. So you definitely want to be a part of our group, and you want to be subscribed to all 3 of our channels, which is going to be Glitter Grunge Greetings on YouTube and Tracy Schultz on YouTube. Yes, we're going to have a fun thing. Can't get anything on Amazon. That's why I said don't use the Amazon site. Use the Arteza site. The group card kit. Yes, Jan. Let me show you guys that. I did place my Stampin' Up! Order today. If you have not placed your Stampin' Up! Order, you can order through either myself, Barbara, or Karen. It doesn't matter, any one of us. I will be doing a free Zoom class we're going to make some cards with this set here. It is called The Joy of Sharing. It is a Stampin' Up set. It is $35 and you will be making 15 5x7 cards. It comes with everything you need to make cards. So you're going to get the card bases, you're going to get some gold card frames, you're going to get envelopes, some ephemera embellishments, glue dots, a little ink spot, a little green ink spot, a little stamping block, a miniature stamping set. This is what the stamp set looks like that you're going to get. And then some labels. So you're going to get quite a few things in this kit, and I'm just going to invite everybody into a Zoom class and say, let's have fun, let's make a couple cards. It'll be a good way for us to virtually get together and have our own little card making session. It is a completely free class. All I'm asking is that you purchase this card kit either from myself, Barbara Drake, or Karen on the Lake Stamper, from one of us. It is item number 153650. I have linked my Stampin' Up link. I do have a hostess code if you want to use that. I will probably do it sometime in September just to make sure everybody has had enough time to order and get this. If you ordered anything from Stampin' Up in the last month, you got a $5 coupon for every $50 you spent. Don't forget, you need to spend that coupon in August. Lee, I'm going to have to set you up with a UK Stampin' Up. There is UK Stampin' Up demonstrators. So it'll just be, and it'll probably be a Zoom class. I might do 2 depending on how many people want to do it. I will do a sign-up sheet. I'll do a Google sign-up sheet. I was thinking about this, and then we'll probably do like one on a Saturday and one on a Sunday so that people can join us. All right. Any other questions, you guys? I know we have a lot of good things going on. Next week, I will be posting a new Mod Squad challenge for you guys. Check that out at modsquadchallenge.com. There's also going to be a coupon code for kitchen sink stamps. We have a new release coming for kitchen sink stamps at the end of August. There is going to be a new release for Blue Night rubber stamps coming out at the end of September sometime. So there we go. I just did a order from the 3 of you. Bonnie, I'm supporting the folks that signed up under me. So, I mean, who is your upline? I would contact your upline and see if they can do something to help you get something. But definitely anybody that wants to join the class, I don't care who's in the class. Anybody can join the class. There's no, as long as you have the card kit, you can join the class. So there's not going to be anybody that you want to have invite to join the class. You can, absolutely. Hey, are my messengers popping up on my screen? I mean, I hope not. Just kidding. No, and all joking aside, I do want to say congratulations to Ryan on posting his first video today. I thought it was very informative. He did a really good job. Make sure you check it out. Glitter Grunge Greetings. Tracy posted a brand new video as well using these cute little gnomes. If you guys didn't see that video, go check her out. The gnomes you can pick up at the Not Too Shabby shop, and she has a discount code for you too. So check out Tracy's video on the gnomes and check out Ryan's first video. And we want to get Ryan to 1,000 subscribers. So if you are not subscribed to Ryan's channel, please subscribe. Glitter Grunge Greetings. Like I said, we're going to have some special thing coming out between Tracy, Ryan, and I. Have to be subscribed to all 3 channels in order to win the prize that we're going to have available. Yeah, we need to get Ryan some gnome cards for sure. Gnome stamps. Okay, guys, that's all I got. I hope you got some kind of takeaway from these wonderful Arteza products. They are really good. I hope you do try them out. And let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you have any questions, I have in the description box the link to Arteza with the discount code, so go check them out. Remember, when you are dealing with all this craziness with the kids going back to school, not going back to school, you can save a couple dollars there without having to go stand in line at Walmart or Target or any of those other places, and maybe save a couple dollars. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn the bell on so you get notifications. I will link Ryan's channel and Tracy's channel down in the description. As soon as we log off here, I'll put them down there for you guys. And the Foiling Snobs Club. So I will link everything you need to check out down below. All right. Have a good Sunday afternoon, guys. See y'all later. Bye.